Alrighty, how's it going, guys? Hank here, back at you with another short video on the Review and Preview Sports channel. As always, I'd like to give you guys a reminder. Please don't forget to follow us on all of our social medias. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Review and Preview Sports. And if you guys like what you see, please hit that big red button down below for subscribe. And with that being said, let's talk about a big move that the Seattle Mariners made. Now, in my previous video, when I talked about the Texas Rangers and signing Marcus Semien, I mentioned that the Seattle Mariners had traded for Adam Frazier, who I think will definitely provide them some depth, not just in the infield, but lineup-wise. He's a good slash hitter. He's not a guy that's necessarily going to carry the lineup, but definitely a good contact hitter that can get you good hits from all fields, like singles and doubles. So I definitely think that was a good acquisition by the Mariners. However, the big move they made came about an hour or so ago with the signing of pitcher Robbie Ray. Now, Robbie Ray has signed a 5-year, $115 million contract. The question with Robbie Ray was never about his stuff. You look at his numbers, the strikeouts have been there. The walks, though, have been the problem. And I think the question's really been about his command. However, with the Toronto Blue Jays last year, after they traded for him about a year ago in the deadline, he had a big resurgence with a 13-7 record, 2.84 ERA, 248 strikeouts, and a 1.04 whip. And his walk total was also a career low with 52 at just 52. Now, the ERA and the strikeouts were also leading in the American League. So to give you an idea of what the Mariners got, this is a much needed upgrade to their pitching rotation. And if there was any team in the American League West that needed a big splash, it was the Seattle Mariners. Because remember, that team missed the wild card game by about 2 games. And remember, they were in it until game 162. They unfortunately lost their last series of the season, so they failed to clinch a playoff spot, and they are still waiting for their first playoff appearance since their historic 2001 season. And this is a rotation that already had Marco Gonzalez, Chris Flexen, and Logan Gilbert being productive. Logan Gilbert was one of their young pitching prospects, and they could also end up getting help from another young pitching prospect of theirs in George Kirby. And another thing to keep in mind, this is a Mariners team that features guys like Mitch Haniger and a young core of players like Abraham Toro, Ty France. And then you're going to get a full season of Jared Kelenic, and maybe this will be the year he finally breaks out and starts to show a little bit of the potential that a lot of people had talked about when they had traded for him a couple years ago. But in any event, a big pat on the back goes to Jerry Dipoto. This is a guy who, since taking over the job in Seattle, he made them a much improved team in 2021. It was the closest they had come to making the playoffs since missing out in 2014. And looking at this roster, if everybody on the team stays healthy, and if Robbie Ray can post the ace-like numbers, and if he can keep the walks down and the strikeouts high, then there's no doubt in my mind that the Seattle Mariners are a team that will probably reach the playoffs. Now, granted, the division's still going to be tough. You still have the Houston Astros, who are just coming off another World Series appearance. Even if they lose Carlos Correa, that's still going to be a team that I would imagine they're going to be worrying about. But as I mentioned earlier, the Texas Rangers, they already signed Marcus Semien, and not too long ago, they signed Corey Seager to a big mega deal, but I'll be getting to that in another video shortly. And not to mention, however, their pitching still needs a little bit of work, although they did get John Gray. You also have the Angels getting the mystery box in Noah Syndergaard, because remember, he missed pretty much most of the last few years with an injury, and he only made 1 start. But you also have Shohei Ohtani and Mike Trout in that lineup, so maybe there's a chance that they'll be in the mix, but that team has a lot of question marks. And the Oakland A's, are going to be on the decline because they already lost Mark Canha, and it's only a matter of time before they lose some of the main guys in their starting lineup. So on the surface, the Seattle Mariners, if there's ever a time for them to reach the playoffs and end their drought, I think 2022 is the time. And getting a pitcher like Robbie Ray shows that they're serious about trying to compete. And if you're going to get into the playoffs, and not only that, if you're going to make a deep run in the playoffs, you need that ace pitcher who can get you in the top. And who knows, maybe Robbie Ray will get a chance to pitch those big games in the postseason, and he'll show his worth to what the Seattle Mariners were trying to get. But in any event, I want to thank you guys again for watching this short video. And as a reminder, if you like what you saw, please hit that big red subscribe button down below. Give a like and a comment, and let me know how you feel. Do you think this is the year that Seattle Mariners finally make the playoffs? Do you think Robbie Ray will help put them over the top? I would love to comment and have a conversation with you guys. But as always, we will have more to talk about later. But until next time, I'm Hank and Dictor, and I will see you later.